tap on it. You're following me. Okay. Alright. I see Mr. Magadon. I see Wavy. This is good. If you are just joining, please can you drop Wavy in the chat? Wavy, please. Wavy. Before we begin, okay. That's good, Mr. Magadon. Welcome, Chacha. Can you drop Wavy in the chat, please? Wavy. Alright, going into today's lesson, which is change. I want to ask you guys a question. Do you think you deserve 100 million right now? Do you think if God gave you 100 million right now, you'll be able to handle it? That's a question to you guys. You can drop your answers in the chat. No, I don't. Can you please tell me why you don't believe that? Why you don't think you deserve 100 million right now? You're welcome in luxury footwear. The question I asked was, do you think you deserve 100 million right now? And Mr. Magadon said no. I think I'll just take responses from two people, then I'll just continue. So I asked, why do you think you don't deserve 100 million? If you think you don't deserve it. And if you do, you can just drop yes in the chat. Just got the number 2 gifter badge, okay. I don't even know how these things work. Okay, yes, I guess. Alright, that's good. Please, Mr. Magadon, can you drop your reason on why you think you don't deserve it? Because I like your answer more. Even though I also like your answer, Mr. Neluxury. Welcome, Flashy. Our topic for this lesson today is change. Okay, I'm not going to wait for your answer because I think you are wasting time. So straight to today's discussion, I want to talk to you guys about change. Change, I'm not just talking about in your appearance, I'm also talking about in the way you think. Let me give you a story, guys. Welcome, Jessica. There was a time I was in a situation where I had some things, yes, but I was not comfortable in that particular situation. I was feeling down, not because I had no money, not because I was flat broke, but because I did not even have the right mindset to manage the money I had. So what was happening then was that the money was coming, but what I was doing with the money, I can't even tell. Because it was like I was getting the money, but then I was not even doing anything meaningful with it. So it came to my mind that I had to change. I had to change how I think. I had to change the people I listen to. I had to change the kind of books I read. I had to change the kind of things I spend my time on. And that was when I realized I really needed to start reading books. Not just any kind of book, but books that will build me mentally. And along the way, I decided to start hitting the gym, working out, even home workouts and all that, building myself. And I can tell you that after doing all this, after changing my life, because I was not expecting an external change from anywhere, because I knew I had to do it myself. I had to do it myself or there was no other way. So that was how I changed my mindset. I changed my body. If you guys, some of you, if you knew me then, you will know that this was not how I looked like before. There was when I was slim, there was when I was fat. But then right now, you can tell I'm looking a bit better. Yes, I'm looking good, even though I've not reached my peak yet. So what am I trying to tell you guys today? All I'm trying to say is you need to change. You need to change the way you think. You need to change the things you do. You need to change the things you spend your time on. And coming back to money, just like I asked in the beginning of this live session, I asked if you think you deserve 100 million right now. And the truth is, a lot of you, a lot of us don't deserve it. Why do I say that? The reason is because I believe, I think, and I believe that if some of us were given 100 million right now, it would be like a punishment. It would be like God was punishing us. It will not be a blessing. Because if some of us were given 100 million right now, the kind of things we would do, only God can help us. Like the kind of life we'll be living. I think some people around us will even say, God would have not even given this person this money, because even after giving him the money, see the kind of life he's living. So you have to change your mind. You have to change the way you think. You have to build yourself in a way that when that amount of money you have always dreamt of hits your account, you'll be able to manage it. You'll be able to handle it. You'll be able to build with it. And that's where building yourself comes in. You should not spend your time building other people more than you spend your time building yourself. Anything you do, you should make sure that in a certain way it is benefiting your life, even though it is not benefiting you financially, but you should make sure that it is benefiting you mentally. It is helping you think straight, or it is helping you make decisions that will help you in future. That's why I say, I look at someone who doesn't have a skill and then I wonder, why don't you have a skill? Some people will say, I don't like this skill. I had the opportunity to learn this, but I don't want to learn it because of this, because of that. Why won't you want to do something that will help you? That same skill you are saying you don't like, that same skill you are saying you can't do, a lot of people are doing it and a lot of people are earning from it. So why do you think yours is supposed to be different? Why do you think things are supposed to be easy for you? Why do you think you don't need to work hard to get the things that people who worked hard have? Why do you think there is an easier path to success? Why do you think the get rich quick scheme will definitely get you rich? Do you think those people who are selling you courses on getting rich quick and all that, do you think they got it easy? Do you think they did not work hard to get to where they are right now? I see a lot of people telling me they lost money by buying courses online, paying for mentorships and all that. And then I ask them, why didn't you put that money into yourself? Why didn't you use that money to hit the gym? Why didn't you use that money to buy books that you read and then will benefit you? Most people already have skills. And then you can monetize that skill. Even though you don't monetize that skill, you can help yourself to be better at that particular skill. And I have talked about being given an opportunity of getting rich now, a 1% chance of getting rich now, and a 100% chance of getting rich in 3 years. I think I talked about that in the first or second lesson on YouTube, because this class started on YouTube before we switched to TikTok because of the network issue. So I asked those who were around then, I asked them, if you were given an opportunity to get rich now, a 1% chance of getting rich now and 100% chance of getting rich in 3 years, which one do you think is the best? And some people said 100% in 3 years, some said 1%, but I say the intelligent people will choose the 100%. Why? Because they believe and they know that getting rich, a definite success in 3 years, you getting rich for sure. There is no There's nothing that is going to happen that will stop you from getting rich in 3 years. It is 100% guaranteed. And along the way, this is how intelligent people think. They will say, along the way, I'm going to be faced with trials and all this. I'm going to learn things. I'm going to know how to manage this money when it comes in. Within those years, within that period, before I get the money. And then when I get the money, I'll be able to do something meaningful with it. But those who choose the 1% chance, it's not even guaranteed. Imagine you losing the chance of getting rich now because you choose the 1%. Meanwhile, you would have gotten rich in 3 years if you had just agreed and then stayed consistent, learning in the process and all that. You see, guys, how would you feel? What is the point of having a certain amount of money when you walk into the club or walk into a restaurant or anywhere and then people don't even respect you? People don't even value your presence. How would you feel? I see a lot of guys who have money and all that, they feel money is everything and walk into clubs, buy expensive drinks, spray money and all that. Meanwhile, most of the people in that, they don't even care about them. Nobody cares about you. Nobody cares about your money. What people care about is your character. What people care about is, who is this person? When you walk into a club and then you start throwing money away and all that, people will be like, who be this guy? Like, they don't even care. But imagine you as an average person who just got money maybe by chance or by luck or anything, or maybe a pump or something. You just got money and then you are lavishing it. You walk into a club and then you spend money. People don't even regard your presence. They don't even care who you are because they see it as a normal thing that all these kind of guys do. But if someone like, okay, let's say one of these big celebrities walk into that same club, even if they don't buy anything, their presence alone will give them a level of respect that you with that amount of money, or you with that amount of money you spent, could not get. So you should spend time on building yourself more than you spend time building others. You should not waste your time scrolling on TikTok, scrolling on Twitter, going to people's comment section, criticizing them, discussing, helping them and all that, and then you are doing nothing for yourself. That's not the kind of life you are supposed to live in. You are supposed to be living. When you learn something, when you get an idea from someone, when someone says something that gets to you, you should not delay in executing the plan. Yesterday we talked about doing things now, and then 2 days back we talked about doing things in the most simplest way. I'm saying all this because I'm I'm giving those who are just joining us the benefits. We talked about making things as simple as you can, which makes your work better or whatever you are doing better. And then yesterday we talked about doing things now, having an idea and then executing, not just sitting on that idea. I talked about not delaying because I believe there is nothing like the perfect time. There is only time, and that's the most precious thing that God has given us, life, and life is linked to time. And then yesterday I talked about what is the most valuable thing for the rich. I said the most valuable thing for the rich is time. Okay, what they value most is time, and that's why they spend their money to take private jets just to save time. And what we the poor value most is money, and that's why we take the bus just to save money. So you guys should learn how to think for yourselves. You guys should change the way you think. Stop depending on people's talk. I'm not saying you should not listen. Right now, what am I doing? I'm trying to influence you into thinking a certain way, and that's good. But then listening to someone who is influencing you to do things that will not benefit you, that's when you are doing it wrong. Let me tell you this, guys. Let me tell you this. Do you think the guys who got to this level, just like I said, do you think they had it the easy way? No. So what are you supposed to be doing at this level? What are you supposed to be doing at this point of your life? You should sit and ask yourself, what am I doing wrong? Almost everything. So what are you supposed to start doing right? You need to wake up and tell yourself, this thing is hard. Yes, this is my plan. This is what I want to do. This is the kind of life I want to be living. This is what I want to do to get to this particular stage where I'll be happy. And no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult it gets, no matter how they say it's impossible, I'm going to do it regardless. That's the kind of mindset you need to have. And that's the kind of mindset you need to change the condition you are in right now. So, guys, my question to you today is, are you ready to change? I think I'll take some questions. Doing things in the simplest way, doing things now. Yeah, that was what we talked about yesterday, I think. Okay. Yesterday and the day before. Alright, I think there was a question. Mhm. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. To be honest with myself, I haven't started any work that brings such money. But if it comes, okay, that was why you said you don't deserve 100 million. Okay, I'm sure you understand why you don't deserve 100 million right now. You don't deserve it until. In fact, I believe God is not going to give you anything you don't deserve. Whatever you have right now is what you deserve. If you don't have it, you don't deserve it. And some people even have it and then they don't deserve it. That's why I say, if God is to give you a certain amount of money that you cannot handle, you should not see that as blessing. You should not see that as a blessing. You should see it as a punishment. And you should cry to God for that. So when is the right time to change your mindset? When is the right time to start thinking different? The right time is now. There is no perfect moment. In fact, this life is not guaranteed. We all know that you can just wake up tomorrow and then the person next to you will not be alive. That's how risky life itself is. So if life itself is risky, then why don't you just take the risk of doing the hard things? Why don't you just take the risk of doing the things you feel you can't do? You will not know unless you try. I posted something on WhatsApp today saying a lot of people say money doesn't buy happiness, but how would you know? Why? Because you don't even have money. You don't have money and then you're saying money can't buy happiness. How do you know money can't buy happiness when you don't have it? Have it first. Then you know. So have the mindset first. Have that zeal, have that discipline of doing things even when you don't feel like doing them. If you have that discipline, if you stay consistent, then you can know how the results will be. Staying consistent on a path is what will determine how the end result will be. If you start something today and then you quit, you will not know what will have happened if you had not quit. So why quit? Why stay stuck with this kind of mentality? Why stay stuck with the things in your head? Why don't you want to upgrade your life? Why don't you want to upgrade not just your finances, but the way you think and the things that are in your head? Why do you keep wasting your time on? I'm not saying you should not. In fact, I don't even believe in fun. To me, I know a lot of people have fun. Yes, I can say I have fun, but I don't believe that fun can get you anywhere meaningful in life. If you think having fun is what will help you to get, you think a lot of people who are doing all this to get money, or a lot of people who are doing the things they do to get, you think most of them enjoy it? You think it is fun to them? It is not. The guy maybe in China who has a let's say a aluminium company, you think he enjoys aluminium? You think it is passion or something? No. What he wants is money, and then he has already acquired the mentality to handle that kind of money. And then God itself, the universe, karma, is pushing that money to that man's account through the business that he has set up by having the right mentality and by taking action. So he doesn't sleep at night imagining about aluminium, or maybe having sex with aluminium or something. It's not something he enjoys. All he does is think straight, make decisions. Okay, think straight, make good plans, take decisions, and then he gets his money. You don't really need to be passionate about some things to even get money from them. So stop restricting your mind to certain things. Be open to learning and be kind of person that I have got to this level I am in right now by listening to others. I did not get to this level by listening to myself or being lost in my own thoughts. I got to this level by listening to others, listening to advice. listening to what people have to say. You don't really need to do what the person says, but at least be disciplined enough to sit and listen. A lot of people, your problem is you don't even know how to sit down in one place for 30 minutes and listen to something that will benefit your life. That's the problem that most of us are facing in this generation. And if we don't work towards changing that kind of mentality, believe me, we are going to stay the way you are. You can't expect a change if you don't even do anything. You can't expect a change if you don't make a decision to make a change in your life. You can't expect to have a different result if you keep doing one particular thing. You have to do something different to get a different result. What everybody is doing around you is what you are doing. How do you expect to get a different result from what everybody else is getting? It's not possible. It's not even reasonable. Think about it. Doing things, okay? True, I don't believe in fun too. You see? I love that. Fun is boring. Fun is boring, but making money is fun too. Fun is boring. He's safeguarding his future, okay? That Chinese guy, right? Yeah, that's what he's doing. And he doesn't even enjoy it. Questions can start coming in, right? I had a chance. I was chanced to be in a program where a politician was speaking, advising young people like us about politics and all that. And then this man he talked about we the Christian youth, and then he talked about the Muslim youth. He said something about if he brings a small, all these guys, all these small children that you see on the road of Bauchi State here in Nigeria. He said if he brings one of those small children from Bauchi State to this program we are in right now, and then he takes one of us, because most of us there were youths, and he takes one of us and keep us here and ask us questions about politics. He said that Hausa boy will give a better response to even read the Christians. Why? Because of the kind of mentality he already has. And all I'm talking about is being open to learning and changing your life. You see, that little boy from small has been raised in a kind of way that he has knowledge about politics, and he doesn't respond to emotions, and he doesn't respond with emotions also, but he responds with reasoning. If you had to ask them a simple question like, tell me about the killings that happened in Jos or something, that boy might be able to explain, they will be able to explain to you how it happened, the causes, what made it happen this way, who and who were responsible for everything. But then when you ask, we, like, this is an example. I'm telling you what he said. When you ask we the Christians, the Christian youth, you ask, the government is bad. It was because of bad government. It was because of bad governance and all this. The president is doing this. The president is doing that. The governors, they don't work. There's no security and all that. All we do is complain, but we don't try to think outside the box. We don't try to put in things in our head that when being faced with questions like that, or when being faced with discussions like that, we'll be able to handle things well. We just reply with emotions, and then we don't even think. We don't even think. In fact, how are you going to know about something if you don't even try to learn about it? You can't say you want to know about politics and then you don't even watch the news. It's not possible. You can't say you want to know about graphic design and you don't go on YouTube to watch videos about graphic design. You sit on your phone watching TikTok, scrolling every day, and then going on comments and then making funny discussions, making yourself laugh. The whole day is gone. Tomorrow you wake up the same thing, and then you expect to get a different result. You expect to be good at graphic. It's not possible. Comes to you. If you do a day, you get good results. But then when you sit on your ass, you are lazy. You don't even think of doing things. All you think about is just wasting time. You see a lot of people just wasting time and then saying they are learning. It's not learning. You waste time and sometimes call it money making. All you do is go on Twitter and then check about crypto, check about forex trading, go on Twitter, maybe post videos about, and you're not even making money on forex trading. Guys, you need to change the way you think. Like I said, questions can start coming in right now. Sorry for those who don't understand what we are doing. We started this live on YouTube, live sessions. It's a 60 days live session program, 60 days mentorship. And this is just day 5, lesson 5. Okay. From everything I discussed, from everything I talked about, I always say I love it when we interact. I love it when we ask questions. I love it when we give opinions. I don't hate criticism. In fact, I love it. I love it when you criticize what I do or what I say. It helps me to grow. So if you have a suggestion, you have an idea, maybe you don't agree with anything I said this night, you can at least drop it in the chat. And I assure you I'll look up to it. Network is bad. Okay, you can still drop your question. Since I was able to see this, it means when you drop your question, I'll be able to see it. I believe you can hear me loud and clear, right? Okay. You can see there are no questions. Should we move on? So let me just give you guys a minute to at least drop a question. I'm open, guys. I'm open. Okay. I feel when you keep doing same thing you are doing, you keep seeing same results. But if you want let me help you. If you want a different life, you need to start doing something different. And that's very true. Just like I said, you can't be doing a particular thing and then expect to get a different result. Different results, you have to do things differently. As simple as that. It's not even hard. It's simple. Just like day before yesterday's lesson. Simple. Yeah, so just like I said, you can't be doing what everybody is doing and then getting a particular result and then expect to do that thing and get a different result. If you want to get a different result from what you are getting, then you need to start doing things differently from how you've been doing them. It's as simple as you don't even need to compromise things. You just need to understand simple logic. It is very simple and it is very easy. It is not hard. If you want to get muscles, all you have to do is hit the gym. You cannot sit at home watching TikTok videos of guys who have muscles and six packs and all that, chest, big chest, look fit, and then you expect that just by watching it, you will get what those people have. All you can do from there is admire them. If you want to get those things they have, you need to do the things they do. Even if you don't do the things they do, you need to start doing some of the things they do to get some of the results they have. And if you stay consistent on doing what they do, you will definitely get to the level that they are in. So you can't sit at home watching videos, admiring them, and expect to get muscles like them. What you have to do is hit the gym, do home workouts or something, change your diet, fix your diet, cut alcohol, cut junks, focus on real food, hit the gym, and then you see progress, believe me. So it is as simple as welcome to everyone who is just joining. It is as simple as that. If you have been selling in a particular way and you have not been getting results, all you have to do is make research on sales. Learn sales from someone who does it better than you. Learn sales from someone who does it best.